You guys, I am so excited for this video today. I have to start looking in the camera. I always look at myself. Look in the camera. I feel like today I'm just gonna, I have a lot of things to say. I'm sorry about the camera. There's a lot of bumpy roads right now. And I have a lot of things to say today, so let's just get into it. First and foremost, I'll just do a little intro filler. Again, I went to the gym this morning. Today I got to kind of like curl my bangs. I recently just got a haircut. She kind of like took all my hair off. Like, she asked if I want her to thin it out, and I said yes, because my hair gets very thick at the ends. She thinned it all off. Like, literally my hair feels like so like my hair feels so thin. But I dyed it with henna on the weekend, on Friday night. And when I first rinsed it out, it didn't look like it was any like darker, but now that a couple days has gone by, I really like the brown color. Like, I think it's so cute, and I just love my little bangs. I didn't get to curl the rest of my hair because I ran out of time, because I did this at the gym. Like, after I showered, did my makeup, I tried to curl my bangs. My bangs never stay, so whatever, but I just wanted to try it. I think I look cute right now. It'll probably wear off by the time I get to work. Anyways, I'm proud of myself for continuing today. I did feel like a little bit rushed. Like, has anybody else been experiencing just like time literally escaping them all the time? Because it doesn't matter how much like I prepare everything, how much I stop doom scrolling on my phone, how much I try to like organize my time, I always feel like time's escaping me. Like, I literally feel like I'm in a time loop or something. Like, and haven't like quantum scientists and shit proved that time like speeds up and slows down, or am I crazy? Like, aren't like the years shorter now, or like the days are shorter? I could be making that up, but that's something I heard. I hope everybody is having a blessed day. Something I want to talk about today is how I have so many things to say. Let's start with number one. I feel like yesterday I was on such a positive, like, I just felt so positive because I started my day working out, being productive. I just felt confident and good about myself. And I noticed that every time that I feel like super positive, it feels like everything in my reality is like giving me negative energy back. Like, does anybody else experience this? When you feel super positive and high energy, it's like everybody that you talk to responds like so low. And it's so frustrating because it's very hard for me to be in a positive energy. Like, I constantly feel like I have brain fog. I constantly feel tired. I'm constantly stressed about just life. And so when I am feeling in a positive energy, like, it's a big deal for me, okay? And I understand that other people are probably going through their own things. You know what I mean? But I just feel like when I'm in a low energy and then somebody comes into the room with positive energy, it makes me feel more positive. I'm always like, oh, like, you're so positive today, or it makes me feel happier. But I feel like when I'm positive and like high energy, it like shows how not, it like, I don't know how to explain it. You know, like, okay, you know when they say like, I feel like spiritual people talk about like your light exposes the darkness. I feel like that's the case with me, because I swear to God, every time, like, if I say like something good that I got my life together, you think like somebody would be like, oh wow, like that's great, like I'm proud of you, or like that's good that you're doing that. Because especially the people that I've like spoken to about my struggles and like how I felt like I've been struggling lately, and then you go to tell them how like you are starting to feel better, do better, and then they meet you with this weird energy, like kind of just like they don't want, it's almost like they're trying to humble you, and it's like they don't want to just like give you that like win. It's like, oh, she thinks she's so great, I don't want to tell her like good job. But it's like, aren't we supposed to be friends? Aren't you supposed to care about me because I care about you when you're doing well? Like, I've just never understood this energy of just like trying to humble people. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm sure, I know I've been a hater in my life, and I still am. Like, everybody has hater energy in them. It's something I'm trying to work on. But I feel like everybody's judgmental hater, but it's the act of like humbling somebody that you care about that's doing well. Like, I don't understand the reason. I don't understand why. And I just want to know like if anybody else experiences this. This is something that I've experienced a lot dating men. It's like they're trying to knock you down a peg, and I've never understood it. And obviously it comes from like being insecure. I also think it stems from mommy issues. Like if they have issues with their mom being like a confident, loud woman, they just like, they see you as finally their chance to like get back at her, because they can't do or say any of this shit to their mom, but they'll do it to you because you're not their mom. So they think they have something over you. And the thing is, if you let them, like if you let a fucking man humble you, even just one fucking time, he will have like this, he will think he has this power over you, and over time he will. I don't know if you guys have experienced this. I know I have, but maybe you've noticed it in like a friend or something. When they get into this relationship with like a controlling man, and you start to notice over time they become so like whipped by them, and just like they lose themselves. It doesn't just happen. Like I feel like people always wonder, like, how do people get into these abusive relationships? It doesn't just happen. Like they don't just like, oh yeah, this person's like controlling and abusive and I'm gonna be with them. No, it starts with them doing all these little subtle things to try to like make the woman or person, it doesn't have to be woman, but I'm just talking about women and men because like those are the relationships I've dated and seen the most. And so it starts with them knocking them down like a peg. Like it's something so small. Like it's just like I remember recently in the summer I dated this guy, which I need to do a whole video about this guy alone, and just like these types of guys, because I have so much like, I feel like I have so many warnings to share with women about these types of people and how to spot them and everything. But I was dating this guy in the summer, and I'm just like a very like, I feel like I'm loud, I'm very like, I have a lot of things to say. I'm a vibrant woman, okay? I'm passionate, and I like to just like be who the fuck I am. And this guy, I remember him saying things like, Sid, you're being too much right now. Sid, you need to take it down. Excuse me? Like, I understand like there being a time and a place and needing to be quiet and not be annoying, but like we were in a setting where like I didn't need to fucking tone myself down. Like, I'm sorry, what? How about you say, I'm feeling overwhelmed, can you please tone it down? You don't say I'm being too much. Huh? No, you're being a fucking bitch is what. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be better with my words lately, and not be so mean, but at the same time, sometimes I feel like I'm my funniest when I'm just being like my bitchy, sassy self. Anyways, but yeah, like these types of guys will say things like that where you're like, oh, okay, like I'm being too much. I need to be literally smaller. I need to make my light, my vibrancy smaller and more palatable. Like there's a saying that I love. Fuck, how does it go? It goes, first of all, I love, if I'm too much, then go find less. Oh, I love that one. But also, it's like I'm not making myself more, I'm not making myself digestible. You can choke. Literally, like, why do I have to make myself smaller so that you can digest me and fucking take me in small doses? I'm not small dose. Like, I feel like there's certain people where like you're never gonna meet someone like them again. And I feel like, not to toot my own motherfucking horn, but why not? Like, I like being like tooting your own horn. I think everybody should do it more. And I think if people tooted their own horns more in a healthy, positive way, we wouldn't have so many insecure fucks running around ruining everybody else's day. So I am gonna toot my own horn, and I think that there's certain people in this world that are so vibrant and different and passionate and just unique that you will never find another person like them. And I feel like I'm one of those people, okay? And I can spot that in other people as well. It's like real ass energy where you just know that they're a real person. And like my sister's that way, my brother was that way. I can see it in certain people. And lately, this is another thing I want to talk about. I'm noticing like how many fucking fake ass people there are. Just like everywhere. And I feel like the more you get in touch with like God and yourself and your own energy, and you start bettering yourself, you start to notice like, holy shit, everybody around me, they don't give a fuck about anything. They don't give a fuck about anybody, themselves. Like, have you noticed that? Like, these people that like really don't care about themselves, they're not gonna care about you. They're like the most like there's like no empathy, there's no soul in their eyes. And not to say that like they don't have good moments. I feel like everybody has moments where like they're real. And I think that's the issue when people get into relationships they see glimpses of the person being their real selves. And when I say real, I mean like who you were when you were a child. That just like real present energy when you're just being yourself. Everybody has moments where they are themselves. And I feel like when you are in a relationship with somebody, at certain times you can see their real self and you'll cling on to that because you'll be like, oh my God, like this is like I don't know how to explain it. It's just a feeling I can feel. I can feel when somebody is being their real, true self, like the self that was born into this world, not that hasn't been tainted by the uglies of this world and just all the shit that goes wrong, like the real them that's just like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just gonna keep going if I keep going. But basically, you get into a relationship, you see the real in them, but people don't always stay true to themselves. And then you're dating a guy that isn't themselves anymore because for whatever reason, and they're putting on this front and they're faking and they're in their ego, just like trying to be something they're not. And the reason you stay is because you're clinging to that version of themselves, like the real them that you know. But the issue with that is it's all the real them. Like you can say like, oh, but I know the real them. Well, who they're showing you right now is the real them. If that's who they're choosing to be, that's a choice they're making, then that's their character. And you can't force somebody to live authentically because that's something that they need to choose for themselves. And I've realized that recently because I've noticed a lot of the people around me are just like, not even like, I wouldn't say fake, like they're like fake mean girl. I mean like fake, like they're just not being themselves. And it's like, I can see their potential. I can see like who they could be, who I've seen glimpses of who they are, but they're not living up to that for whatever reason, whether they're like addicted to their phone and always glued to it, or like just like living like very lazily and not like doing the things that like they care about. And I understand like people go through, like I'm very understanding of mental health and stuff because I'm constantly going through it. And I'm not one to sit here and say like everybody should be their perfect best self all the time because I want them to be. Like I'm constantly going through shit, my mental health going down the drain, and I don't expect the people around me, like I don't want the people that I love to hold me at this standard like you should always be happy, because that's not realistic. But it's kind of just like, I'm not even talking about being like happy. I'm talking about like being real and like caring about people and just like caring about yourself, caring about life. And I've realized like the more that I am myself, the more that I can see how no one else is being who they're like being themselves. Like they're all just being like a fake fucking like front of who, because they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to show themselves to anybody. And it's just like, does anybody else feel like life is too short for this bullshit? I don't know. I just feel like nobody wants to talk about anything real. Like I want to talk about goals, visions, dreams. Like I want to talk about real shit. I want to be a shoulder to cry on. I want to be like, I don't know. And it's like you talk to people and it's like there's nothing there. It's kind of just like watching TikTok. Like it's just like, how are you moving through life like not caring about anything important? And yes, I understand that the things that are important to me won't be important to somebody else, but I'm just like icked out by everybody. I really am. And I've realized something lately that I need to take in, and that maybe you guys watching this need to take in too. But this is what I realized. Stop trying to be deep with people that are literally shallow. Like this is something I always try to do. I'm always trying to have deep conversations, or like find the deeper meaning, or like, because I'm a deep person. I'm like really fucking deep. Like all I want to talk about is deep shit. And I don't care. I like that because it makes life more fun. I don't want to talk about boring random shit. And I'm constantly trying to be deep with people that are literally not capable of being deep. Like they are shallow people. They don't care about anything. And maybe the things they care about, I just think are stupid. How about that? And maybe they think the same about me, and that's fine. And you know what? It's just not a match. And that's something I'm realizing too, is like, stop forcing things with people that you just are not. It's literally your vibration. You're not a vibrational match with these people. You care about deeper things. And I hope if you're watching this, you're kind of on the same vibe as me. We're like probably into the same stuff if you're clicking on this video. But like, stop trying to like Stop trying to be you with people that aren't being them, or just who they are isn't a vibe with you. It's not to say that you should write everybody off, but I feel like if you're watching this and you're like me, where you're the type of person that you've always changed yourself to fit in, but no one else will ever do that for you. So no longer, we're not doing this shit anymore. We're not making ourselves smaller. We're not changing ourselves to fit in. Fit in with who? People that don't want to talk about anything, people that are boring. Like, ask yourself if they even stimulate you in any way. Because this is something I've realized is, no, you don't stimulate me. You're boring. And I feel like I'm going off and I'm being mean. But I've held so much space for these people, holding space. I've held so much space and vulnerability and been so nice and understanding. And I'm just like, I'm not doing it anymore. What is the point? What is the point of trying to like understand somebody else that literally commits to misunderstanding you? This is something I noticed too, is especially like these men that I've dated, they're fully committed to misunderstanding you. And I kind of realized that that's like the number one thing that we as humans crave in life. If you don't have understanding with at least one person, what do you have? Because then you are fully alone. Like, you could be in a room full of people, and if not one of those people there that you relate to or understand, or you guys have a mutual, like, that vibe in any way, like, what is the point? You're just gonna feel miserable. And I've realized that I keep getting with people that literally, like, they don't even try to understand me. And I will go to the ends of the earth, putting myself in people's shoes, understanding why they fucked me over, why they treated me like shit, and they could not understand for 1 second something simple and small about me. They don't even try to learn anything about me. Ugh, we're done. Like, we're actually done. I didn't expect this to go into, like, relationship talk today, but maybe it needed to go that way. I feel like I've been needing to talk about this stuff, and maybe if you're watching, you've been needing to hear this. But like, yeah, like, if you're in a relationship, first of all, I cut off a relationship right before the new year, because I was like, yeah, spiritually, I'm not going into the new year feeling like this anymore. And do I feel better now? Not really. I feel lonely. Like, what's that from that one song? It says, I think it's Long Way Around by the Dixie Chicks, or maybe it's Wide Open Spaces. I don't know, but they're like, it can get pretty lonely when you know yourself. Or no, when you show yourself. And that's true. Literally, when you show who you are, when you be authentic, it can get fucking lonely. But would you rather be with somebody and constantly feel let down because they're not, like, even trying with you, or they're not even, like, you just don't match, and you just feel fucking lonely? You feel like, oh my god, I'm constantly being let down. I feel like this stuff is simple. Are my standards too high? Or would you rather feel fucking by yourself? Yes, are you still lonely? Maybe, but at least you're being true to yourself. I think it is so much more like rewarding, and just like, why would you never want to be true to yourself? I feel like that's the number one thing that's like horrible for you to do. Because when I wasn't being true to myself, when I was with somebody that just like wasn't for me, I felt every day just like wrong. Like, I don't even know how to explain the feeling. I just felt like not right, like something was wrong. And it wasn't even like this person wasn't a bad person, or these people weren't horrible people, but if they're not right for you, it literally can like make you feel like just something's wrong, because it is like you don't match. And so I would rather be lonely and alone and true to myself and not being let down, because at least when I'm by myself, I'm not being constantly let down and having these expectations that are never fulfilled, than be with somebody that literally makes me feel so alone when I'm with them. When you're with somebody and you feel completely alone, it's the worst fucking feeling in the world. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Comment down below a lesson that you learned in 2025. Comment that down below. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a beautiful and blessed day. Always stay true to yourself. Always do what you know is right in your heart. Be a good fucking person. Help somebody. And be vulnerable. Express yourself, and don't be afraid to do that, okay? Make sure you like and comment, and if you like my vibe, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!